everybody, welcome to another episode of the Mod Squad. And I thought this time, because it is summer, we should do something with superheroes. So today we're going to do a pose called Superman. There's a ton of variations for this pose, which kind of makes it great for anybody and any ability. And just kind of depending on what you want to do within the pose, it's just a great back stretch. It gets everywhere from the top of our back all the way through our low back, which I know is something that most of us have issues with at some point during our workout journeys and during our lives. So for Superman, we're going to come down onto our stomachs here. So we're going to lay nice and flat, starting with our arms straight overhead, legs are straight back. So just to kind of get the feel of the pose, we're just going to start by lifting one arm, then lifting the other, and then lift one leg, lift the other. So you can kind of do a couple of rounds of that, kind of get your back nice and warmed up. And we're going to start coordinating the arms and the legs. So we're going to do right arm, left leg, just lift and reach, and then take it to the other side. So again, just like with that first one, you can kind of take as many of these as you want, and maybe this is all you want to do, because this just kind of, again, gets that feeling of getting our chest and our legs both up off the mat, and it still does get a nice stretch in through our low back. So now if we want to take it to the next step, we're going to squeeze those legs together. So we're going to think about squeezing the ankles, the knees, the thighs. Going to clench our rear end here. Arms come out to the front, and then we're going to lift the arms, lift the legs, and lower back down. So we're not necessarily holding this pose until fatigue. We're just hold it and release. Now, I know it's a little bit hard when we're on our stomachs to keep breathing, but we want to keep breathing. Don't want to hold our breath during any of these poses. So now typically, yes, we have our arms out in front, but sometimes it might bug your shoulders. So we're just going to bring our arms down to the side, still that same movement, lifting the chest, lifting those legs. So when we bring the chest up, we're just thinking about pulling our shoulder blades back, pulling the chest back, opening the top of our chest open to the side. So we're not necessarily trying to get our full chest up off the mat like we would maybe in Cobra or even in Up Dog. So we're just, lifting the top of the chest up, bringing those shoulder blades back, maybe squeeze them together to kind of keep that chest nice and open. So now some other options here, you can kind of play with how far apart the legs are. Typically we keep them together. You can always keep them about hip distance apart, or maybe even bring them as wide as your mat. And bring them, lift and lower. And that's still going to get into our low back. Work that area just a little bit. So, Superman, a great pose to kind of work into your mobility, into your stretching, just to kind of work into our back, work into the lower, middle, upper parts of our back. Kind of trains our core a little bit too, because we have to engage that core as we bring the chest up, as we lift those legs up off the mat as well, kind of getting everything in that middle section working and activated. So, as always, I hope you enjoyed this. If you have anything you would like to see, especially during our summer series here, please hit me up at themodsquadsf@gmail.com. Have a great summer, guys. I'll see you next time.